One of the most stressful times for a family is when someone is unexpectedly hospitalized or passes away. Something that adds to that stress is when important accounts or documents cannot be accessed. Creating a place where those live and where someone knows how to get to them is an important part in planning before a crisis. So, what should that consist of? For starters, copies of your driver's license, your Medicare card, and your Social Security card. Next, if you already have them drafted, copies of your medical power of attorney and financial power of attorney. Then, copies of bank statements. Wherever you have accounts, you want to make sure you have a statement available. And on each of those accounts, if they're at a bank, it's important to have a POD on file. That means payable on death. So if you were to pass away, whoever is listed as your POD can immediately access those funds and avoid probate. For investment accounts, for your brokerage accounts, you want to have a TOD. Now that is a transfer on death. It's a little bit different than the POD with your bank accounts. And for your retirement accounts, it's always important to have updated beneficiary forms. Again, all of those things, the POD, the TOD, and your beneficiary forms will help your family avoid probate. Next, copies of wills and trusts. Now, it's important to know that with a will, all of the assets listed need to be individual. It won't work if the assets are joint. The other thing that's important to remember is that beneficiary forms overpower a will. So, if your beneficiary forms and your will do not match, whatever is on the beneficiary form is what will be followed. Now, trusts are a common tool used to pass things down, but because of recent legislation, I always want to make sure that people know that trust tax rates on tax-deferred accounts are actually higher. So placing accounts like a traditional IRA or a 401k in a trust may be a mistake. Roth accounts are great to go into trusts, but just use your beneficiary forms for those other investment accounts. Next, property deeds are a great thing to keep in your emergency binder. Lastly, any passwords for your phone, computer, and accounts you have. The most challenging thing can oftentimes be logging in to all of those accounts that you created during your life. Save the burden for those in your family and make sure they know how to access them in time of emergency. We've just covered a ton of super sensitive information. Make sure you're keeping it in a very safe place where very few people know how to access it. It's also not a bad idea to have conversations with your loved ones about the contents of your emergency binder. Make sure they know what your goals are, what your wishes are, and what is identified in there. Make sure they understand who is the POD and who is the TOD, who are the beneficiaries. It will make things easier for those who will continue living after you're gone.